Arashai, coming to you again with this truth, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and salutations to the Akim that's across the four corners of the earth, rightly dividing the word of truth and risking their lives and freedom to do so. All right. This here, as you see in the title, it says Wisconsin, first state to RFID chip employees, July 24th. All right, this was 14 hours ago. Today is July 25th, 2017. So I'm going to play this small snippet, and I'm going to go through some scriptures.
Proximity payment now. I'll hold my hand up, just like the cell phone, and it will pay for my product.
Instead of a credit card.
Correct, because my microchip is now my credit card.
More than 53 Square Market employees are having them implanted starting next week. Not only can they buy stuff with them, they'll also be able to use the chips to get in the front door and log on to their computers. Each chip costs $300. The company's picking up the tab. The chip goes between your thumb and forefinger, and CEO Todd Westby says the data is both encrypted and secure. So if I'm one of your employees and I've got this chip in my hand, you won't know, hey, Josh is slacking off. I can tell because I'm reading this chip.
No, there's no GPS tracking at all.
Employee.
All right, I'm going to stop right there because there was three things that was said. Not sure if you guys caught up on it, but I'll make mention of it. 53 people are planning on taking the chip next week, and they're following the EU, all right? Because this has already been in the works in other countries, like Sweden, for example, all right? Another thing that he said there is no GPS, which is false. And last but not least, which I didn't even cover yet, later on in this video, they said you could simply pop it back out, which is not true. So they're coming with deceivableness. All right, the devil being the deceiver that he is. That's what that word means when you look it up. Devil means deceiver. He's going to deceive people by making it seem cool. But in reality, of course, once your skin heals up, you can't just pop back out a chip. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. You know, it's not like you got like a stent in your hand that's constantly open and it's nothing for you to just slide it through that stent and out it comes. But regardless of which, once you take it, you already show whose side you're on, and therefore you will be destroyed. Okay, so he's simply saying that you can open doors with it. You can log on and out the computer and make simple purchases. This is the way that they're trying to control the masses of the people, and as in the scriptures is referred to as the mark of the beast. And to some we may sound like a broken record, but we got to keep covering this because this is the last major prophecy that once mandated, you're given a choice. You know, it's going to be a life or death situation, the hour of temptation, where if you take the chip, you're only going to prolong your days but for so short, and then you're going to be destroyed. Keep in mind the RFID chip has cyanide in it, which is very toxic to the human body. So let's go through some scriptures. First and foremost, Revelation 13:15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you would not bow down, which Lord willing we're part of the elect, we refuse to be chipped, they say they should be killed. And the best part about this whole scenario is many people are already objecting to wanting to take it when you read the comment section. However, they're only speaking in vanity. They don't have the spirit of the Lord with them. Primarily, I'm speaking about Edomites right now that I've seen in the comment section saying roughly along the lines of over my dead body. You know, at the end of the day, when you hungry, as the commercial says, hunger get what hunger wants, or you're not yourself when you're hungry. You know, when they say the only way you're gonna eat is by having this chip, and you got to line up at some large stadium or some place that could house a lot of people with guards outside and shit, and the only way you get in is a single file line with the chip, then they gonna come to the realization that they want to eat just to satisfy the flesh. You know, but brothers that's in this truth gotta have faith in Yahweh Shemi Shai. Also keep in mind, as I keep referring to, that death is an option. All right. So moving on. And matter of fact, I want to grab this in the My Sword app right quick. Revelation 13 and 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great. So there's no distinction, whether you're a celebrity or some homeless guy that no one knows. All right. He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that mark is different from the mark of exemption mentioned in Ezekiel 9 and 4. Contrary to popular belief, and I have to make mention of this because you got guys who think that just because it says the word mark and it'll go into the etymology, which is why I opened up this app for this specific reason, they have two different definitions. All right, so clicking on the word mark, G5480, in the Greek, charagma, it says a stamp or an imprinted mark, and that's the point. That right there is the point. It's an incision that if you take this chip and it's inside your hand, you will die. And I'm going to grab that scripture in just a moment after I grab Ezekiel 9 and 4 to clear up that confusion. So it says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And this is talking about the elect of Israel. All right. Because the only ones that's crying, sighing and crying for the abomination done in the midst thereof are them, such as homosexuality being at an all-time high. We're sighing and crying for things like that, or the woman being above the man, and things being out of order, Esau being our enemy, so on and so forth. We're oppressed. Okay, so when I click on this word mark, as it says H8420, H stands for Hebrew, which the Old Testament was translated from. New Testament was translated from the Greek. Give or take some Latin here and there. It says what? Desire mark, a sign of exemption from judgment, meaning that they won't get fucked up. As when you read further on down the 5th and 6th verses talking about slaying people, those who basically let's just say worshiping the image of the beast, they're gonna be destroyed. So getting back to the original topic, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell. Right? So without that chip, you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell. And if you got faith in the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're not worried about how you're gonna eat, where you're gonna stay, where you're gonna lay your head and shit like that. We simply going off of faith. Everything we do is by faith. Right? There is no such thing as free will, and we not out here about to be worshiping Esau. Okay, so it says, if he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And if I'm not mistaken, each barcode for the RFID chip has 6 digits in it, somewhere placed throughout that barcode. And from the poster that we have that we usually camp with, it's one in the beginning, middle, and end with different numbers, in between those. That basically is for that barcode for each person to signify that when they scan, it's telling them who is scanning and what. All right. So this is the future for you Americans, you people that want to follow the American way, the American dream. That if you take the RFID chip, your latter end will be destruction. So let's grab that in Revelation 14 and 8. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of Salakia. It says, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All right, that spiritual adultery, which is symbolic with idolatry. All right, because the Lord is married unto us, the nation of Israel. All right, so when you go worshiping and whoring after other gods, you're committing adultery on the Lord and also serving idolatry by worshiping other images. And the image of the beast, following after this Babylonian society, drinking this Babylonian juice, you committing idolatry and fornication, hence adultery on the Heavenly Father. All right, and Babylon is falling. This place is circling the drain. If you don't know, go to your local plaza that used to be booming and look at all the closed stores or the going out of business sales. 90% off and shit. Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark, that charagma, that incision in his forehead or in his hand, which is no specific place, if you take it anywhere, you will receive this judgment as mentioned here. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So that thermonuclear destruction will inevitably take hold on you if you receive this mark. And this is no light thing. This is the moment of truth, what we all have been waiting for. All right. Contrary to popular belief by guys like this guy Nate here, as I had it pulled up, this was from 2016. You got him talking about it's June, ain't no microchip, leading people astray. This was a fallout from the old One West camp when the apostles and elders continued, in the right doctrine. This was a fallout. Talking about there is no microchip. He believes the mark of the beast is an embargo. Look that word up. All right. But we know it to be the RFID chip, radio frequency identification chip, which has also another title in the EU, the NFC, near field communication, which is already in majority of these smart devices and credit cards. So I'm not going to click on this video. You can watch it if you want at your own leisure. But contrary to popular belief from these other Israelite camps, the mark of the beast is the RFID chip. And now we're starting to see it into fruition 1 year later and a month on top of that. July of 2017, the truth is unfolded. Even though it's already been out, we knew it was up. Now it's here in America, Wisconsin to be exact. And that's just to get the ball rolling. All right. So we're going to grab Matthew 13:17. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. And those men in the days of old, prime example like Daniel, when he didn't comprehend or interpret he had to get it interpreted, the beast and whatnot, what that was, and many other great men before us, that didn't get to see the mark of the beast or what it actually was. Now we see these things and we know that what's written in paper is true. Okay. And last but not least, I got to get this, Revelation 19:20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet. All right. Roman Catholic churches and all these different philosophies, spiritual fornication, everything contrary to Yahweh Shemiah Shah and the true doctrine that we believe we have of great millstone from the apostles and elders on down. It says that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast. So you're going to be deceived. That devil coming with that subtle tongue is going to deceive you. And them that worshipped his image, these both were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone. And that lake of fire, from an aerial point of view, is how Babylon will look when sitting seat in a chariot, a so-called UFO looking down at this place. Because that's the beauty of it all. The Lord said we're going to see the fall of our enemy. Lord willing, we're a part of the elect. Okay? We're going to witness this place be destroyed within 1 hour. It says these both were cast alive into the lake of fire burning with brimstone. All who receive that mark is going to get this latter destruction. And that deceivableness, you got to see this shit for yourself, man. Let's listen to what he got to say this last minute or so.
Employees here aren't required to get the chip. One of the ones choosing to do so, however, just so happens to be former North.
So he said right there, they don't have to take it. They're choosing to. But in reality, it's going to be mandatory. All right, you're going to have to make a decision.
Star player and current Edina hockey coach, Kurt Giles. If somebody told you back in the day when you're flying around the ice playing for the North Stars that you're going to have a chip implanted in your hand, you're going to use it to pay for stuff, you're going to use it to get in and out of buildings, what would you have told that person?
I probably would have thought a chip tooth or a chip of ice, but not a chip that has the technology that we're talking about today.
Okay, now, in case you're wondering, Lindsay, each one of these chips, it's about the size of a single grain of rice. It's tiny, just one little grain of rice. And now, get this. If you get one of these implanted into your hand and you want to get rid of it, you know how you do that? For real? They tell me you just pop it out.
How the fuck do that make sense? Have you ever seen somebody get something stitched back up, an open wound or something? And how the hell is that skin just going to open back up, you know what I'm saying, automatically to pop out a chip that you chose to take? That's coming with the deceivableness. I mean, it's just asinine. How the hell can you just open the wound back up after it's healed up and shit like that? Like I said, unless you have some sort of a stent, meaning you walk around with a hole in your hand just to pop out that chip whenever you so please. So they come with deceivableness, and he don't even agree with the words he's saying. He just know that he has to go with this program. All right. How? Because he said it himself he's not even sold. He had to put on a fake smile. So here it is.
It's hard to believe. Did they offer you one?
They did. They very much wanted me to come back next week when they're putting them in employees and get one. Still not sold, but I'm a little closer to being sold than I was when I walked in.
Faster from the vending machine.
Sure would.
All right, now we need to upgrade the vending machines.
Yeah, really.
All right, thank you, Josh.
See how he looked his head down? He looked it down with disgust, you know?
All right, this may be
the straight disgust. Knowing damn well he's not trying to take that chip. He might, you know what I'm saying, when the food gets short. He don't look like he's a potential elect member any goddamn way. But they come with deceivableness, man. And they don't even believe half the shit that's coming out their mouth. They just read it from a teleprompter at the end of the day. Words that's written on the screen. In order to keep their job, in order to keep their comfortable living, they reading what's written. So hopefully this video was edifying to whomever may be tuning in. With that, I'm going to say shalom. And as always, hold fast that which is good. Mawath Lababah, death to America. This place is circling the drain as we know it. And the RFID chip is being pushed at an all-time high now. All right, now is the time to double down and pray for an increase of faith, wisdom, understanding to endure the wiles of the devil. Shalom.